Dance Arts of Columbia provides fitness fun for everyone from 3 years old to adults. Dance Arts is a good environment where the friendly staff makes you feel comfortable. Dance Art feels that dance is an art form that you can experience firsthand by learning tap, jazz, modern, musical theater, lyrical, and ballet. Dance Arts urges you to enjoy a sense of accomplishment while getting fit and having fun. For class information, call 875-1569. Dance Arts of Columbia, serving Columbia since 1979.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, May the 16th. We've got one guest with us today, Melanie Knocke. Good to have you here, Melanie.
Hi.
From Columbia Public School Planetarium, and you are one interesting lady to chat with because you know about the stars.
I know about the stars.
I just wanted to mention right off the top here before we would run out of time at the end, we're so proud of you because you are going to be flying in a very special airplane, and you know the date now.
I do.
The week of November the 6th.
Correct.
Tell us about that.
Okay. I was chosen with my partner, Rex Beltz, to become part of NASA's Airborne Astronomy Ambassadors. And what this group does is they send us out to Palmdale, California, and we get to participate in pre-flight briefings, flights, and post-flight briefings for the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's called SOFIA. It's a modified Boeing 747 that they have cut a big hole into the side of and put a 100-inch telescope in the back. Mm-hmm. And the airborne astronomers, or the airborne ambassadors, they want just to look, to observe. So that's our job. We are just supposed to go and observe and watch all the aspects of how they make this thing fly.
Yeah.
And I think mostly they just want us to go back to the public that we deal with on a regular basis.
And talk about
it, and how you don't have to be an astronaut to be a part of NASA. And astronauts aren't the only people that have really cool jobs in
Mm-hmm.
NASA. So we will get to talk with the pilots of the plane. We will get to talk with the engineers that make the equipment work. The telescope is set in the back of the plane, and it is isolated so that it has access to the night air. And when you fly at 45,000 feet, you are above 99.7, I think, percent of all the water vapor in the air, which is what blocks infrared radiation from space. Mm-hmm. So if you're up above that, then the telescope will have better access to the infrared. And so that is out in the open. And then it's isolated from the cabin, which is where we will be, and all of the computer equipment and all the astronomers and all the engineers and the pilot. And we will be watching the computer screens. I've heard that we don't even know that the telescope, that the door opens, but you'll see it on the computer. Mm-hmm. But I think it's still going to be cool.
Right.
They have.
So when you say they cut a big hole in the airplane,
they did.
Obviously, right. But it's obviously it's pressurized. That area is where the
not
hole
pressurized.
Is not pressurized,
right.
But the rest of the airplane
is pressurized. That's right.
So you're not going to have a rush of loss
no,
of oxygen.
No,
there.
we're not going to have to wear parkas and
right,
stuff.
Right.
No. And basically they just put a garage door. It's essentially a garage door that they open up and then they close back down. So we'll get to watch. The telescope is adaptable in that they can put, I think, 5 different instruments, attach 5 different instruments to it. Not per night. They'll tear one off, or they'll take one down and they'll put one on in a couple of days. And
but just to be a part of this, to be flying on that airplane, to be a part of it and watching this is a real accomplishment in your career, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to know you, the fact that you're doing this. And then you're going to come back to our community and you're able to talk about it and tell people about it. And I hope you will take many, many pictures and share this with us.
We will. My husband already has a couple of ideas for props to use. The telescope is 100 inches in diameter. Mm-hmm. And so he's going to come up with, his job is to come up with something that I can fold out that will show just how big 100 inches is and how big that is on an airplane.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see because we've seen video of the telescope from the cockpit, from the pressurized part, and it looks like the telescope is moving, jumping up and down. But in reality, the telescope is rock steady, and what's jumping up and down is the airplane. The telescope is being it's counteracting the
Yeah,
turbulence.
It's what they use, I think it's called Steadicam.
Okay, yeah, it's like a Steadicam.
Yeah, a Steadicam, because you'll see that sometimes when they're filming in the air, they'll have Steadicam to keep the camera level while everything else is moving.
Right, so they have a really big Steadicam for the telescope to keep it locked on target while the air is being bounced, the airplane itself is being bounced around.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's absolutely wonderful for you.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about some of the other things that are coming up this summer.
Okay,
because
well,
we'll cover plenty of this with you when you get back.
All right. Well, we just finished up our May public show, the second Saturday of the month. So I'm here to talk about stuff in the summer. We're going to have shows on June 11th and August 13th. July, we're taking off because I've got a lot of stuff going on with the class and some other things. So on June 11th, we'll do a preschool show at 2 o'clock. Those are always very popular. They're geared for preschoolers. So if you don't like crying children, don't come to this one. But we just introduce them to the wonders of the night sky. And that's at 2 o'clock. And at 3:15 will be 3,000 Years of Stargazing, which is geared more for adults. So I'm trying this to get more adults interested, not really tied to the schools. And you can reserve tickets online starting about 2 weeks before each
Okay, and that
show.
will be at the Columbia Public School Planetarium at Rockbridge.
At Rockbridge High School.
How do they reserve the tickets?
You go online at CPS, Columbia Public Schools, cpsplanetarium.org.
Okay.
And that we'll be able to find all you need there.
Then what have you got coming up in August?
In August, we have a show this designed for first graders. We're gearing towards the younger crowd this year. We're going to do Magic Treehouse Space Mission at 2 o'clock. And then we'll do Hubble Vision, which is all about the Hubble Space Telescope and a lot of different things that it discovered. So it's going to talk about a wide range of things in astronomy.
And with the Hubble, it actually is looking back in time, isn't it? So when you're seeing images from the Hubble, those images are millions of years old.
Right, yeah. I mean, even our sun, it takes light 8 minutes to get from our sun to planet Earth. So we're 8 minutes
So when
behind.
when we see the sun come up over the horizon,
it's been there 8 minutes.
eight and a half minutes ago, right?
Yeah, and
So we were looking back in time
you're
right
looking
there.
back in time, exactly. The closest star to us, Alpha Centauri, is about 4.2 light years away. So light leaving Alpha Centauri took 4.2 years to get here.
See, we don't think about that when we go out and look at the night sky, and you realize when you look at the stars at night, even the moon, even though it doesn't take much time for the moon's light to get here, but you're looking back in time.
A little bit, yeah, for the moon. And so there's a star Antares, which is up in the night sky, not too far from Mars and Saturn in the late evening sky. Antares is a red supergiant. It's many light years away from us. It could have blown up. It's a red supergiant. It's going to go supernova. It could blow up.
It may not be there anymore, but we're still seeing it.
Yeah, we won't know.
Melanie, thank you so much for coming by. Columbia Public School Planetarium. Tomorrow, Vera Massey will be with us. Our program, directed by Travis McMillan, Reynolds Journalism Institute Audio, Pat Akers, KVIA. Our floor director, Maya Jackson. And our assistant producer and guest coordinator is Uncle James Mauser. Something you'd like to hear and see? Drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu.